Welcome to the podcast that passes poor performance on pop culture. I'm one of your hosts, Darren Duncan, alongside with my best friend, Audie Marsh. We're just a couple of cool cats casually causing some chaos with conversation. We're here to entertain you, not hurt your feelings, so don't blame us.
Desperate attempt to fill 24 hours of programming. Here's some bullshit that happened somewhere today.
This somewhere is Rockford, so we're going to hit you ever with our Who Gives a Shit News podcast edition. It is Friday evening. This is our second time going live. We've never done this before. There's a lot of fucking goofy shit that has been happening where I'm from recently. And the shit cannot just go on without me fucking talking about it because it's fucking absurd. This one is actually from Florida, the first one, believe it or not. I gotta fucking hit you with that one. This one's fucked up.
Hit me with it.
All right, so it's months after two fathers were accused of shooting each other's young daughters during a road rage incident. Prosecutors have dropped charges against the man who fired first. So, like, all right, so let's read this fucking article here. Let's see. As reported first by First Coast News, Frank Allison, age 43, and William Hale, age 36, exchanged gunfire last October, with Allison's 14-year-old and Hale's 5-year-old being hit. Both men were arrested on October 8, 2022 on charges of attempted second-degree murder. According to prosecutors, Hales was the aggressor, as he allegedly tried to run Allison and his daughter off the road. Allison responded by firing a single shot at Hale's vehicle, which prosecutors believe was a justifiable use of force. That's fucking Florida for you. Because they have the stand your ground law, where if somebody's fucking with you, you can shoot them. There's only like 4 or 5 states that have that fucking stand your ground law. So, reasonably believe that using or threatening to use deadly force is necessary to prevent imminent death or great bodily harm. Hale, who prosecutors say drove his vehicle in a reckless, threatening, or intimidating manner, which created a well-founded fear in Frank Allison that violence was imminent. He subsequently fired several shots at Allison's car. Now, Hale's daughter was struck in the upper calf, while Allison's daughter was hit in the back and suffered a collapsed lung. Charges against Allison have now been dropped, while Hale faces charges of 7 counts of attempted murder, aggravated assault, and shooting or throwing deadly missiles. Fucking Floridians, man.
Hey, Florida is the greatest state you can.
The good news is both children are expected to make a full recovery, so that's good.
That's good.
Yeah, George Zimmerman was fucking Florida, right? He killed that fucking black kid and got off.
But you know what?
Crazy shit.
There's a lot of shit behind that, though. Like,
I don't know anything about it. Feel free to talk about it.
So, for the record, he was Hispanic, the George Zimmerman.
Right.
And apparently the story is told that the kid was harassing this dude, like, just a ongoing harassing
and he
situation.
wasn't even, the black kid wasn't even from there. He was visiting family, right?
Something. I don't know.
That's what I read.
Intel story of it, but
I looked into it a little bit the other day because I've been on fucking binging South Park, and they did an episode on him, making fun of it. And then the article that I read, he was like the lead dude of a fucking neighborhood watch. And this was like actually like acknowledged by the government and shit. And it was, and this kid was visiting family. But what's fucked up is, didn't Zimmerman like shoot him in the back? So like clearly the black kid was running away. I don't know.
They were in a tussle. You know, it's Florida, bro. You can get away with almost anything.
Well, they have the stand your ground law. So
Casey Anthony, OJ Simpson.
I forgot. Oh yeah. Well, OJ was in California when he fucking it's fucked up.
Yeah, he was in California, but I always bring it back to OJ because that fucker used to play golf like right down the road from my house.
Right.
Like
That's
he was in Florida more than he was in California.
right.
When I
That's
go to
fucking
Florida, I'll take a picture of that place and I'll be like, and I'll fucking send it to you. Like, yeah, OJ
well,
did
where
that
he
shit.
played golf and shit.
Yeah, dude. Like he was all over Florida in my area.
So
But no,
yeah, I don't know. Fuck him. So here's another article I'll talk about. Was there anything else on the George Zimmerman thing you wanted to say, or
no, that story's already. I don't know much of
I
the detail in it. I just know that I'm not saying what he did was right, but in a sense, I don't think he was wrong.
okay, there you have it. Audie Marsh's hot take on whether or not it's okay to shoot black kids.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Oh, that's
There's a
fucked up.
lot to the story, okay? It's not just
Hmm.
some Hispanic dude shooting a black kid, and he was like 18, wasn't he?
I don't fucking know.
I think he was
I
like
don't
fucking
know.
18. Let me look. You keep going. I'm gonna look that shit up.
All right. Let's see here. The fucking goddamn thing that I was gonna read is taking me to other stupid ass websites. Uh, Let me see if I can catch this article here. This is fucking pissing me off. It's a video. It's not like a fucking actual article to read. But it just says that the fucking headline is woman stabbed during fight between moms at Rockford school bus stop. Like, what the fuck, man? That sucks because this one's a video. I was hoping I'd be able to fucking read it. But yeah, so apparently two fucking black ladies and they got into a fucking fight at their fucking kids' bus stop, and one of them fucking stabbed the other. That's fucking great. So some of the comments on this article here, it says this is kind of behavior here that reflects just how bad the manners, morals, and civility have become to almost non-existent. This is a lack of being taught these things in our homes anymore, and a total lack of discipline by parents. Another person commented, "This is a disgrace and in front of children. I wonder how their children act in school if their mothers act like this in public." I'm surprised there isn't anything racist on here. So yeah, this says a woman was hospitalized Tuesday morning after being stabbed during a fight between several women at a school bus stop. Woman stabbed during fight between, and then I fucking click the link, and then it takes me to some other bullshit where it won't let me fucking actually read the goddamn article. I'll
Damn,
try it
but
again, but
he was
let me see.
17. Fuck, I thought he was 18.
He was 17, the kid that
Yeah,
George Zimmerman killed.
yeah.
Well, I
Damn.
don't fucking know. God damn it, man. This is a fucking terrible fucking website. Yeah, it won't let me read shit. It just fucking wants me to watch a stupid fucking video. So apparently these two bitches got into a fight, one of them fucking stabbed the other. Um Here's another fucking thing. 15th and Chris owner charged with leading police on high-speed chase. So there's this fucking store in Rockford called 15th and Chris, and the owner of it, they fucking. So if this is gonna be another one of those things, man, it's gonna fucking piss me off. Nicole McBride says that the commenter on that news article is way too fucking educated to be from Rockford. So James
Benny's in the house.
Purifoy. Oh, what up, Benny? What's happening with your bad self? Ben Newman, our executive producer. James Purifoy, age 48, the owner of Rockford Burger Restaurant 15th and Chris, faces felony charges for leading police on a high-speed pursuit due to driving an uninsured vehicle on a suspended license. So this fucking guy, like, I don't know, just take the ticket, like what the
Yeah.
fuck? I don't know what you're like, unless I don't know what you're avoiding. Now you're going to fucking prison, like let's take the fucking ticket, you stupid fuck. Like, unless you had some fucking kid tied up in the trunk of your car, or a bunch of fucking keys of cocaine, just take the fucking ticket. It's fucking people are fucking dumb, dude.
They're stupid, man.
Yeah,
You could
stupid.
the stories I could tell on doing police work, man, just I tell you the worst people to deal with is sovereign citizens. Those are the worst.
Uh, that's See, now I've heard that. Oh, so Nicole says that he took off after he was being suspected of burning down his own business. That definitely, dude. I've heard there's like I don't know how true this is, but like Rockford, there used to be like a lot of mafia ties and shit because we're so close to Chicago.
Yeah.
And there probably still is some type of family shit going on. I don't fucking know, but there was like this one year, dude, where a bunch of abandoned buildings were all burning down to the ground. And a lot of people were saying that it was just like insurance shit. Like it was cheaper to fucking just burn the goddamn building down than it was to fucking, pay the fucking taxes on it and all or have it demolished or whatever. But yeah, dude, there was like one summer where like there was a fuck ton. It was like every weekend a fucking building was burning down. It was like, oh yeah, homeless people fucking burned it down. I was like, yeah, right, dude. I
So
I don't think so.
so another weird story is there's a little town called Vernon, Florida,
Okay.
and it's like the next town over. So back in I believe it was like the 60s or 70s, they nicknamed that town Nub City. And the people of the town were cutting off limbs to get disability checks so they wouldn't have to work the rest of their lives.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, dude, that was a thing, bro. Just cutting off your fucking leg and claiming, "Oh, it was an accident," and that way they could get a check. They called it Nub City.
God damn.
Yeah.
I've heard like back in the day, if you were missing like your big toe, you couldn't be in the war and shit. And like or trigger fingers, if you didn't have that. And supposedly I think it was my grandpa and a buddy of his, they had like this fucking thing where they were gonna cut each other's toes off. And my grandpa chopped his buddy's toes off. And after seeing like how fucked up it was, he's like, fuck that, you're not doing it to me. Like, I don't know how true this story is, but I've heard my dad tell the story a lot of times. So I don't know if it was true, but what a dick. Like, no, I changed my fucking mind, dude. So this
Wow.
is this article here says man shot in face near Jimmy John's in downtown Rockford. This was 29 days ago. Rockford police were called to the scene of a shooting near the Jimmy John's restaurant downtown on Thursday. The shooting happened in the 300 block of East State around noon. Who the fuck shoots people in the face at noon? It is too early for all that shit, dude. Like my
Yeah.
hangover isn't even gone yet. You're gonna shoot me in the face? Like, come on, dude. That's fucked up. So one person was seen bleeding from his face and mouth at the scene, and blood was found on the pavement outside the restaurant. Authorities have not confirmed the details of the injuries. According to witnesses, the shooting happened in the adjacent parking lot, and the victim tried to go inside the restaurant after being injured. Could you imagine? You're at fucking Jimmy John's enjoying some sun chips in an Italian nightclub, and all the fucking sudden this dude comes in. No, fucking got shot in the fucking face like at noon. Jesus Christ, it is too early for this shit,
Nah.
dude. The poor kids that work there got to fucking mop that shit up. That's fucked up. So police
Ugh.
had both the restaurant and the parking lot cordoned off with crime scene tape. Then listen to this comment. This is a great comment. They should put yellow.
Uh-oh. Lost him. He'll be back. He's got all the articles, so he'll come back soon. Yeah, I think eventually the Nub City thing, going back to the Nub City thing, I think eventually either like the government or the county or state started catching on to the people that was cutting off their limbs. I couldn't imagine cutting off like your arm or leg just to get a check the rest of your life. Like the quality of life for the money is not worth it. Um, I just couldn't fathom taking a saw to my freaking left leg and going to town on it for a measly disability check. But that apparently that was a thing. I have to look that up. Um, I believe it was like the 60s, 70s, but once again, it was in Florida, out of all states, Vernon, Florida. Uh, this town is probably like population maybe 700. Uh, they just recently like bulldozed half the shit out of this town, so there's like nothing left of it.
I don't
Uh,
know what's happening, why I keep getting
they
kicked
probably
off,
just need to update that shit, dude. It's probably what it is.
probably. So, going back to that fucking the kid getting shot in the face at Jimmy John's. This is one of the best comments I've ever fucking heard. This person says they should put yellow tape around the whole city of Rockford. Rockford's nothing but a giant crime scene anymore. Meanwhile, city leaders have private security all the time. Wow, Rockford is about crime for crime with Southside. I see Dems running it. Gotta love Illinois. That's fucking funny, man. A lot of people talking shit about Democrats in this article. As long as Democrats are running any town, in this town is going to continue to happen, and it's gonna get worse. I wonder why he was shot. Random or was a target acquired and engaged? Pretty ballsy, right downtown. Well, I guess Jimmy John's wasn't fast enough on their delivery. Okay, that was
Oh
stupid.
god.
Yeah, no shit. Ben says, when you clean up the dead guy, can I add some Jimmy chips to my order? Yeah. No shit.
When you
That's
blanked out,
fucking
I went back to Nub City. It just says Facebook user. Let me see. Maybe I can. It doesn't give me a name. Um, but anyway, this individual said, "I'm sure long work, the disability checks, comes free insurance, free groceries." Yeah, probably during that time. When you clicked off, I was telling him about Nub City. Um, I couldn't fathom cutting your fucking leg off, bro. Could you like, all right, you want to be in on this? Like, I cut yours, you cut mine.
yeah, fuck all that.
You know what I mean? Like, I kind of enjoy
Chicks
my shit.
chicks don't dig one-legged dudes,
No, man,
you know? Like,
just
I don't
just
know.
weird.
I like money, but I like getting laid too, so
Yeah, I got to use both my legs. So
yeah, exactly. Have you ever heard of a place called Starved Rock?
no.
So this place is not too far from me. Oh, it's Andrea Stevenson that
Oh,
was
okay,
talking about
okay,
that.
sweet.
So there's this place called Starved Rock, and it's close to me. And I guess they call it Starved Rock because there was like these two Indian tribes fighting, and these one motherfuckers like ran to the top of the fucking rock to like hide out, and then like they knew that they'd get their asses kicked or whatever. So like that other tribe just stood at the bottom of the hill and was like, "Fucking come down, we'll kill you." And they fucking all sat up there and fucking starved to death. So I think that's why it's called
Damn,
Star. Yeah, it was like it's fucked up. There was
that's
another
insane.
thing Dave Hogan was telling me about this place in Arizona, I believe, where like these two fucking Indian tribes were fighting, and the ones were getting their ass kicked, so they jumped down into this cave, and the other Indians just came up and like set the fucking entrance on fire and just basically turned that little tiny cave into an oven and just fucking roasted them all. It's fucked up.
So
Uh
Indian tribes, dude, are savage, bro. If you go back into
oh,
history and read like what they did to people, don't let them fool you.
oh no, I know. Like the
They were
Blackfeet
savage as
were the worst.
fuck,
Like the
dude.
Blackfeet were fucking cannibals and shit.
Like,
The
I'm
Blackfeet were
like,
fucking. I'm pretty sure they were like the worst. They were
you
fucking
know,
nuts.
I just don't feel like the history books tells the Indian history like it should, bro.
We probably don't know enough of it. Like
I
what
just don't think
before we got here and shit.
I don't think we give credit to the tribes, man.
I was thinking about the Native Americans today because I was like, I had to fucking pay $15 for a fishing license, and that shit pissed me off. I'm like, I'm like, America, we fucking come here, kill all the fucking people that live here and shit. Like they're just fishing all the time, hunting all the time, no big deal. We kill all them off, and then we make our own people fucking pay to go fishing. Like that's fucked up.
Yeah, I
That is
don't
some
know.
garbage.
The
I
whole
fucking
the, the whole tax thing,
like,
the whole
yeah. I love my
casino
country, but I
thing.
hate my
I get it.
government. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers. So the reason why I brought up Starved Rock is there was like this unsolved murder in like the 60s, I think. It could be even older than that, where like I think these three older women were just like fucking brutally murdered there, and nobody knows who the fuck did this shit. And there's like this fucking documentary on HBO Max about it. It was really cool fucking documentary. But anyway, just recently, April 4th, a grisly discovery at the bottom of Starved Rock State Park Canyon. Police and paramedics were called at around 9:30 Tuesday morning to Wildcat Canyon. A couple hikers noticed a deceased woman at the bottom of the canyon. The victim is said to be 20-year-old from DuPage County. Her name hasn't been released. An autopsy is planned for Wednesday. Conservation Police Sergeant Phil Wire says no foul play is suspected in the woman's death. The canyon was closed off to other hikers for several hours as crime scene investigators from Illinois police processed the scene. So I don't know if it was a suicide or she slipped and fell. I have heard that it's pretty fucking dangerous there. So
Hmm.
I'm not too sure what happened, but I wonder if that place is haunted, man. Because now you got all those fucking Indians that died there. This fucking
Yeah.
chick, and then those three fucking ladies that got murdered there. Like I'd love to fucking camp there and at night and fucking see if any spooky shit happens. That'd be
Mm.
pretty fucking sweet to fucking check out.
Mm. Well, you know what happens when you fuck with the wind the was it the Wendigo Pet
Yeah,
Cemetery, Indian
yeah,
burial grounds?
yeah, yeah. They don't fuck around, man. They're
No.
like skinwalkers and shit.
Yeah.
So here's another fucking shitty thing that happened in Rockford. This happened, it doesn't say. Oh, March 29th. A 12-year-old girl was shot in the head in her bedroom after an assailant fired multiple rounds through the walls of her house. Rockford police officers arrived on the scene in the 2300 block of Wisconsin Road shortly before 2 a.m. and found the house had been struck numerous times by gunfire. Police said the girl was in her bed when the shooting occurred. She was transported from the scene for treatment and is said to be in critical condition. Authorities have not announced any suspects or arrest in this case. This seems to happen like all the fucking time in Rockford. These fucking douchebags with their stolen guns that don't know how to fucking shoot are shooting at each other and they're fucking hitting kids. Now, I
Mm.
bet you what happened was they fucking drove by some asshole that they fucking didn't like for whatever reason and shot the house and went into it went through the fucking walls of the house and it hit the little girl when she was sleeping in her fucking bed. This happens all the fucking time, man.
Yeah.
Like every few months I hear about a kid getting shot in Rockford sleeping in their bed. It happens all the fucking time. Some crazy shit. Like those fucking two douchebags from Florida that we talked about at the top of the episode where they were shooting at each other in their car and they hit each
Yeah.
other's kids. Like, what the fuck, dude? I don't
That's
know, man.
insane, man.
Yeah.
Where's your mindset at?
Dude, it
Like
would take
I've been heated and I've been in fights and I've blacked out, but never once did it come to me doing some dumb shit like that. Like where's your head at?
yeah, it would take a lot for me to shoot you, you know? Like you'd have
Yeah.
to like break into my fucking house
Yeah.
for me to fucking shoot you. Cause it ain't like I'm just walking around with my gun on me.
Right. That
If you come to
or
my house in the middle of the night, you're gonna catch one, but
like that
that's
and
about it.
like if I honestly feel like you're a serious threat to me
Yeah, of course, right.
to the
Like for
point where
you or
like
I
there's
type situation.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, when I went on my trip with Dave and Nicole a couple weeks ago, out the whole time I was like, I should have brought my fucking gun on the way there because they're like, I don't know this fucking place.
Yeah.
And like we were staying at this dope ass Airbnb and it was like this farm, and I'm just like, before I'd go to bed, like I'd lock all the windows and shit because I'm like, I don't know I've seen horror movies that start like
Yeah,
this,
I know how
motherfucker.
it starts. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen vacancy and shit. I know what's up. But I mean, obviously we fucking made it back, but I mean, yeah, I think about that shit, dude, because that shit happens all the fucking time. So speaking of guns and shit, this article here from March 28th says 9-year-old Illinois boy brings gun to daycare. It goes off in his backpack. This is the article.
God damn.
So this article starts with the words "holy crap." I've never read an article like this. So holy crap, this is depressing. A 9-year-old Illinois boy put a loaded gun in his backpack and brought it to his after-school daycare. When he set his backpack down, it went off. Parents of children at a South Holland, Illinois daycare received a disturbing phone call last Thursday that there was a situation inside the daycare facility, but no word that it was a gun. Happy Days Child Care Center called parents, but didn't say it was a gun. So that's fucked. Like, what the fuck? Dude, there was in Flint, Michigan in the 90s, I believe, this first grader brought a gun to school that he took from his uncle's house, and he shot this little girl in his classroom and fucking killed her. And they were talking, I remember the cop being interviewed, and he's like, that little kid had no idea what he did. Like, he sat at my desk and I gave him crayons and a piece of paper, and he drew a picture of him and his family and his house and his dog. And like, he had it framed behind his desk in his office. He's like, this little kid had no fucking clue what he did. But yeah, I remember
What
seeing that in
happened
the
to the
doc.
kid?
I don't know. That's a good question. I saw it in the documentary Bowling for Columbine. Have you seen that documentary?
You've told me to watch it. I don't think I've ever seen it.
It's cool, but it's like I don't know, like it's Michael Moore, and I've heard a lot of people talk shit about his documentaries,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and it's like a gun control type thing, but like he's a member of the NRA and he likes guns and shit, but it's basically like a gun control
Yeah.
type fucking documentary, I guess. I don't know, but dude, it's the fucking the clip of Marilyn Manson when the guy's like, if you could fucking talk to anybody from Columbine High School, what would you say to him? And he's like, I wouldn't say anything. I'd listen to what they had to say, and that's what
Yeah.
no one did. That's from Bowling for Columbine.
Oh, okay. So that's where
That's
that
from
clip
that
came from.
documentary. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
See,
fucking cool.
that's where Manson is smart. I mean, he's a douchebag, but that's where he's like articulated. Like he can
Yeah,
be
but
like,
I bet that was half scripted. I bet Michael Moore was like, I'm gonna ask you this, I'm gonna ask you that, and then Manson had his shit ready. You know what I mean? I doubt Michael Moore just went backstage, knocked down his dressing
oh
room,
yeah,
and was like, "Hey,
all
will
of
you
it's
be in my doc?" You
scripted.
know, yeah, for sure.
But
But
regardless,
it's a great answer.
yeah,
It is a
it
good
was
answer.
a
But
damn good answer.
yeah, I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say next, but yeah, that
No.
fucking Flint, Michigan shit. It was like, fuck, man, these little fucking
Yeah,
ass
I'll have to
kids.
look that up.
It's crazy. They got fucking bulletproof backpacks now, dude.
Yeah,
I
dude.
mean, they're like fucking $1,500, but
Yeah, I seen that
uh,
shit.
my homegirl Nicole was telling me that you can get like these things that you can like slide in the backpack, and
Yeah, like
those are
plates.
only like 150 or some shit, and like so yeah, like you put it in the backpack and then you can just hold it up. You know what I'm saying? But like the straight up bulletproof motherfucking backpacks are like
Yeah, like
fucking
the
1,500.
Kevlar material.
Yeah, some shit like that. I don't know. But, yeah, funny little story here. She commented last house on the left because we were like, it was in the middle of fucking nowhere. And like every turn, like when we went to this fucking bridge and shit, it was like every turn was a fucking 90-degree turn. And I'm like, this is fucking weird, dude. But she made a good point. It was nothing but fucking fields out there, like cornfields, and they're all square. So you got to go around them. You know what I mean? So it made a lot of fucking sense to me. But anyway, we get on this fucking road and we're looking for our fucking farmhouse or whatever. It was this fucking dope ass Airbnb, dude. It was gangster as fuck. But uh I think she said something about last house on the left, so I stopped the car and I was like, "Well, I'm gonna go turn around and go in reverse, so it's the fucking first house on the
First on
right."
the right.
Yeah, and we go down the road and sure as fuck, it was the fucking last house on the left of that fucking road. It was fucking crazy. It was cool as fuck though. And then we walked down this fucking hill that I almost died. It's fucking from not being able to breathe. But Ashmore State sucked, dude. Like
Yeah,
we
what was
went
that
to
about, dude?
all right, so
You
it
didn't tell
used
me
to
shit.
because there was nothing to fucking say. Like we went to this motherfucker. First of all, we get there and there's 28 motherfuckers there.
Jesus.
Like, dude, when we went to fucking Waverly, that place is enormous, and we only had like 11, 12 people with us.
Mhm.
And this place is like the size of a fucking elementary school, and there's 30 motherfuckers in there. And the people that are running it were fucking retards. Like they didn't know shit. They fucking made us stand in a fucking circle, dude. Listen to this shit.
I gotta
They
hear
made
this.
us stand in a fucking circle. And this girl is like, if anybody feels like they're being pushed forward, then step forward. And like, nobody fucking did. So she's like, oh, I need a volunteer. So she took somebody, made them stand in the middle of the circle, and used her as a fucking pendulum. Went around the circle, made us all ask a question and see if the person would rock back and forth to answer the question yes or no. It was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my fucking life, dude. It was fucking
What?
stupid. It was so dumb. And then they gave us these fucking dowel rod things, which is basically if you fucking take a
Yeah.
goddamn coat hanger and cut it in half and bend the motherfucker.
Yep.
And I flat out told her, I'm like, these are bullshit. They're used in construction. They're called witch ditches, and they're made to find the flow of water.
Floor water. Yep.
These are bullshit. And she just
There's
kind of
water
shook
all
her head
underneath
at
them.
me. And I felt like a dick because I was like being a little negative Nancy for the rest of the group. They were like, oh my God, they crossed. And I'm like, that's because there's a fucking water pipe under you. You know, like that's what they do. Like these are fucking stupid. And I don't think she liked me very much because I was so not feeling this shit, dude. And like they broke us up into groups, and this one guy thought the guy that was running the other group like thought he was a fucking tough guy and was like trying to boss us around like we were like he was a teacher and we were like students. I was like, I wanted to fucking beat this dude up, but it was bad, dude. And like
Y'all didn't
nothing,
get anything?
man, not fucking really, dude. What's fucking crazy, Nicole just made a great point. The company, we were the last group ever for that fucking, like, I think they're like a nationwide company, dude, that like, they basically like rent out these haunted locations and then they host like fucking paranormal investigations. And we were like the last one ever because the next day they posted on their Facebook that they were done.
How long
It
were
was
they how long were they up and going though
like
before?
13 years, like 12, 13 years or some shit.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. It was like they've been around for a minute, but it was
Man.
awful. They had like, dude, it just sucked, man. Like Nicole caught him straight up. This bitch, I was like, oh shit. This bitch had a flashlight. She set it on the fucking on this railing or whatever, and she's like, "Could you turn the flashlight off?" And it was turning on and off, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" And she's like, "Dude, I held that flash because she kicked it on. It was on the floor, and she kicked it on accident. And when
Yeah.
she picked it up, she realized it like had a turn dial on it where you could make it dimmer or brighter. So if you fucking set that thing to where it's barely on and you set it down on the fucking floor and you walk past it, it's gonna vibrate and it's gonna fucking flicker, dude. So they were straight up caught like lying. And
Damn.
then they had these fucking rope lights that they set on the ground that didn't even work. And I was like, I was so fucking bored. Like, I'm like, fuck this. I walked away to go grab a bottle of water, and she's like, who's responsible for antsy pants? She called me antsy pants, which is like, it's fine because I'm an antsy motherfucker. But so that was the joke for the rest of the weekend. Everybody fucking called me antsy pants. But I had way more fun at the fucking Airbnb than I did at that fucking place. It was awful. The only thing that I can say that happened was this fucking dude made us all stand in door frames and shit for like 45 goddamn minutes. It was absurd. It was so fucking dumb.
Why?
Because he's a fucking douche. And the room, like I'm standing in this fucking threshold, and the room behind me is fucking pitch black. And I hear like breathing, dude. Like somebody's fucking breathing. And I keep saying it to myself, but out loud, I'm like, someone's fucking breathing back here. And then this older lady across the hall from me in a different threshold comes up to me and she's like, do you feel something in that room? And I'm like, yeah, like something's breathing. And she's like, I saw this giant fucking black figure behind you. And then it like disappeared. And I was like, whoa, that's crazy because I keep fucking hearing breathing right behind me. And then the room next to me, like there wasn't a wall separating us.
Mhm.
And like I leaned around the corner to look, and the dude in the room next to me did it at the same time. And I saw him and I put my fists up and I was like, motherfucker, because I thought it was a ghost. It scared the shit out of me. So I fucking scream out, motherfucker, and put my fists up to this dude. And I was like, I'm sorry, dude. Like, I didn't fucking know. I didn't mean to like fucking be like that. But that's how I get when I'm startled. Like the hands go up, you
Yeah, you
know?
get pissed. Yeah.
I just like it's just a reaction thing. Like I've been woken up and the hands go up. It's probably from when I was back in Nam. So
Was you into Nang or
I
no?
used to play ping pong and ding dang.
Ah,
But yeah, dude, I think that's what it was. I don't know.
it makes sense.
Yeah, but that's like the only fucking thing that happened. And like I don't remember anything else, man, at all. That's it. That's the only fucking thing that I remember happened. And it might not even have been breathing. It could have been because in the room next to me there was these two beds and they had plastic on them. Like the Mexicans keep plastic on their furniture and shit. I don't
Yeah,
know why they do that, but they do. I got a fucking friend that does it. It's like it's only
weird.
Mexicans and old people. It's
You better sit your ass on that plastic.
yeah, it's crazy. Uh and it could have been a draft maybe, and what if that plastic was moving and then it sounded like oh, and Nicole brings up a good point. We were in when we first got there, we went down to this boiler room or whatever where the fucking maintenance guy, Joe, is supposed to haunt, and apparently he doesn't like ladies. But anyway, this was another fucking thing that was fucking stupid. We're fucking sitting down there for a goddamn hour and nothing fucking happened. But the one dude, the host dude or whatever, if that's what you want to fucking call him, he's like, "Sir, do you have a recording device on you?" And I thought he was gonna like ask to borrow it or something. And I'm like, "No." He's like, you don't have anything in your hand with a red light on it, like a phone, nothing." I'm like, "No." And he's like, "Damn, I just saw a red light on you." And it was like, "Oh shit, okay." And then Nicole's mom, I think, said she saw one on Nicole, like right on her chest and shit, and it looked like a cigarette or something. Nicole, if you're leave a comment and if I'm not explaining it right and fucking you could probably tell it better, but so I guess that was pretty fucking strange. And that was fucking basically it, dude.
How
Like,
much was this?
I don't know. Nicole would know. But we did go there was a little girl that used to stay there in this place and she was 4 years old and she was getting dressed by candlelight and caught herself on fire and fucking burned to death. So like we went to her grave site and
That's kind of
then
cool.
yeah, what, that a 4-year-old died?
Yeah.
God damn, we're getting worse, dude.
No, it's not cool. I'm just saying, you got to visit the grave,
Oh,
this
yeah, it was
girl.
amazing.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, Nicole said the red light looked like a lit cigarette. And like, I don't know, maybe it was the maintenance man smoking. I told a fucking joke. The lady asked people to tell jokes, and like I fucking didn't. I waited for the end of it, but I'm like, at the very end, I'm like, what did Joe the maintenance man say when he jumped out of the closet? Supplies. Fuck you. I thought it was funny.
How dare you?
I don't think anybody liked me on that trip except the people that
That's
came
probably
with
you're the
me.
reason they probably shut down.
Yeah, they're like, I don't want to deal with people like that
Like that
anymore.
again, ever again.
Like I was half drunk and shit, but like, I don't know, man. You know me. Like I think I might be too much for people because sometimes I don't shut the fuck up, and sometimes I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it is about me. I think I
I
could be
don't
too
know.
much, especially if people don't know me. They might think I'm a dick or something. I don't fucking know.
Fuck them. Fuck them.
Fuck them, right? Uh, but I forgot the fuck I was gonna say. But yeah, it wasn't really. What was I talking about before that? Do you remember? Oh,
I don't.
the graveyard. So we visited that girl, her grave site, and then supposedly there was this witch, right? Like 1838 or some shit, and her tombstone faced the opposite way of every other tombstone in the graveyard. And her death date on the tombstone was February 31st, which doesn't exist. And supposedly the reason why they did that is because back then they feared that like witches would fucking rise from from the grave on their death date. So they're like, well, if we put February 31st, she won't ever fucking come back. So that's the story.
That's so wild, dude.
It
Like
is.
they used to put like metal bars and shit over graves and
Oh, if they thought they were a vampire?
yeah,
But
that
it's
and
like,
like
they couldn't just crawl 2 feet this way and then come up, you know? Like,
like they
that's
got all that earth underneath them, and you would
yeah,
think, yeah, that and like the bells, like people wouldn't like they would misdiagnose their deaths and like
yeah.
they have the
That's where,
bell
like,
down
the
there.
term dead ringer comes from.
Yeah,
They would,
that's
like, tie a
crazy,
string to
dude.
their finger, and
Could you
then they'd leave a
imagine?
bell. Oh, dude, I don't know, cause like, I don't know how true this is, but I've heard that, like, them say that they fucking, like,
People's
have
heard it.
found like, they've exhumed bodies
I
and found scratch marks on the inside of coffin lids and shit.
I kind of
So,
believe it. I think,
fuck
dude,
that,
I
dude.
kind of believe it because like the technology they had then, the misdiagnosing, like, because you can like pass out or scarlet fever or something that puts you in a like a state to where you can't feel a pulse, you're not
Right.
breathing, you're very faint.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
that's why
dude,
we embalm people now, because 'cause they're like, "Well, if they weren't dead before, that bitch is dead
they're dead
now."
now. Yeah.
Fucking take out
Well,
all
we
their
can
guts and
diagnose
shit.
death easier than what it
Right.
was then.
Yeah, I
I don't know.
suppose.
I think I think it's true. I think people were buried alive. I think that was a
Oh, I'm
thing.
sure, dude.
Yeah.
Um, I think another thing that I think, like, the tombstone itself was invented by the Celtics, I think, like the Irish, because if they thought they were a vampire or whatever, they would put, like, a big heavy rock over where they buried them, or a bunch of pile of rocks, and then it, like, eventually turned into, like, a memorial thing where they would put, like, a stone and then carve their name and shit like that. So, like, the Irish, like, invented the fucking tombstone, basically.
No, yeah, I think yeah, you're right cuz they did cuz like the a lot of the Celtic crosses and stuff, like the Irish crosses you see more like when it comes to like the one of the graveyards that are like hundreds and hundreds of years old and then it's like all Celtic looking crosses and shit.
Yeah.
Um
Nicole told me a story that she went to, like, where the fucking settlers, like, first landed.
shit.
Yeah, and these, like, fucking tombstones are from, like, 1600s and shit. Like, they're the first people to ever be like, the first white people to ever be buried in America, you know? Um, have you heard of Plymouth Rock, right?
Yeah.
Like, where the pioneers fucking landed and shit,
Yeah.
Plymouth Rock?
We didn't
What
land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth
Plymouth
Rock
Rock
landed
land
on
yeah,
but
that's
yeah,
the
yeah,
slaves, yeah. That's what the slaves say, right?
yeah,
Malcolm X said that, I
yeah,
think.
Malcolm X.
So, when you hear this story of, like, these fucking big ships that came and they landed on Plymouth Rock and all of our fucking settlers poured out of it and shit, like, what do you imagine Plymouth Rock to be?
Like, going off what the name, like,
Yeah, just the whole
I
story itself.
I've never looked into it, and I don't know exactly where, but if I had to guess, I'd say probably like a fucking island or some shit,
Right. Like, that's what I've imagined my
like
whole life,
Plymouth
that it was
Rock.
like this fucking, like, natural dock, like
Right,
this land mass, a beach,
of rock.
and they call it fucking Plymouth Rock because there's, like, this big giant rock there or something. That motherfucker is this big, dude.
Is it?
Yeah. Like, it's the
Why?
size of a fucking chihuahua's head.
Is it still a thing? Is it still around?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the fucking dude. I swear on my life,
Is
it's
it,
like
like,
the
protected? Like, some fencing and shit? Like
yeah, it's like it's in a case and it has, like, the date carved into it, but that's what fucking
wow.
Plymouth yeah,
I'm thinking
it's
like this
absurd.
big ass,
It pissed me off.
like
Like, and I
land,
didn't
like
even spend the money to go there to look at this fucking thing. I just seen a picture of it. She showed it to me and I was like, "I feel sorry for you." Like, I'd fucking oh, man, I'd be so upset. I'd be disappointed as
could you
fuck.
imagine like your whole life, like
Like
it's all about Plymouth Rock, and then you finally get there and you're like, the fuck is
yeah,
this?
that's like, I'm never gonna listen to Proud to Be American the same way again. Not that I liked that song before, I'm just saying. It's like, what
No,
the
I get it.
fuck, man? It's crazy, dude. I couldn't fucking believe
I
that
gotta
shit.
look that up. That's shame on me for not knowing the history behind that.
Yeah, look it up, dude. I swear it's insane. It's the size of a fucking small dog's head. It's crazy.
There's got to be more to it. Like, is it just philosophy at certain points? Like, we didn't land on Plymouth Rock.
I don't
Like, are
know
we
the whole
saying as
thing.
a
I don't
whole,
know if it was like a rock, like
like,
literally under the boat, or if it was just like, hey, look at this cool rock. Like
the
fucking,
Earth is the Earth Plymouth Rock?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't want to
It's
sound stupid because I don't know it. I just don't.
I don't know, but it's fucking stupid as fuck. It's ridiculous as shit.
Fucking this big.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's
And like it's in this glass case. Like, could you imagine being the guy that steals it? Like fucking I got fucking Plymouth Rock and shit.
Like, no
Like,
one would believe you. Like, I
oh
got Plymouth
no.
Rock.
Yeah, yeah, do you think he's gonna like take you to his fucking like a airplane hangar with like this giant boulder in it, and he just pulls it out of a bread
Yeah,
basket? Like,
out of his
fucking-
fucking pocket.
yeah, check it out, dude. Like, yeah, right.
This.
It's fucking insane to me. I can't fucking believe it. I don't know. So Nicole says it's a little bit bigger than a small dog's head, so maybe the size of a medium dog's head. I don't know, but it was fucking stupid as shit. I couldn't believe it. I thought she was fucking with me. I think I even asked her, I'm like, "Are you fucking with me?" She's like, "No, dude,
Yeah.
that's fucking Plymouth Rock, man. More like Plymouth Pebble. Like, what the fuck is going on?" I can't believe that
Can you
shit.
imagine how much that thing's worth if you like?
It's priceless. Like, I can't believe it's just chilling there,
Yeah.
like in a fucking case or whatever. I mean, it's probably guarded and like, I mean, they'll fucking throw your ass in Fort
Oh yeah,
Leonard
you go
Wood
to
or some
fucking.
shit. Yeah, like
You'll
they'll
go to
fuck you
fucking
up.
prison for that shit, man.
Yeah, straight up. But you think it'd be in like the Smithsonian or some shit, you know?
Yeah,
But I
you
get,
think it would be like somewhere like the Mint in Knox.
yeah,
You know what I'm talking
yeah,
about?
something. I
Yeah,
don't know,
whatever.
but I guess they want to leave it out so any American can go see it, you know, without having to fucking. I don't know.
I don't know. It's weird.
It's insanely weird. It's fucking crazy as
There's
shit.
just some shit in this world that blows my mind on, like the Mona Lisa.
Yeah,
It's a painting.
right. And like that bitch ain't even pretty. You know what I'm saying?
Like
Like what the
you
fuck?
even if you was to single handedly put your bare fucking finger on the Mona Lisa, you're prison. You're done. You're done.
I bet.
Don't even talk about stealing that fucking painting.
Well, I bet that like the one on display probably isn't even the real one. They'd be stupid to do that.
Yeah, I'm sure it's probably
That
some
shit's
fake
got to
one.
be
It's
locked
probably
away
like in the
somewhere.
basement somewhere.
Yeah, it's got to be. I would think so, but I don't fucking know. But we're at like 48 minutes. My homeboy Dave just got here, so I don't want to be rude. I'm gonna hop off this
Nah, you're
bitch.
good, dude. You're
And
good.
so yeah, I just wanted to read some fucking crazy articles from my amazing fucking town that I live in, or I live by. I don't live in it, thank God.
That place
But
is
all
a
right.
shit show.
Oh, it's fucking crazy.
Fucking
But all right, man. I'll talk to you later, dude.
I mean, I'll holler at you.
All right, peace out.
See
What up, home?
Thank you for tuning in to our little Passion Project podcast. Remember, we go live every single Friday night, same damn time, same damn channel. So if you miss it, don't blame us.